Hey, it's me again. Just like Mrs. Cog, if you guys have seen her videos on YouTube, she does some really good mass coffee dyeing stuff, and I decided I'd try it out because I want to make a whole bunch of junk journals. So, here goes. I'm in my kitchen, as you can see. I've got this huge stack of paper. It's like a ream of paper, and as you can see, it's got all the serrated edges. I tore off all the little buttons. My husband's here. Do you want to see him? Just kidding, you ran away. Anyway, I tore off all the edges, and then it's all perforated every other page. So it's a really old paper, and I've just been tearing it all apart, and it's a little bit kind of off color already, but I wanted to do the full coffee dye. So I've been making coffee. I'm on my third huge pot. As you can see, it's super black. And then I'm pouring it into a cooler so that I can do lots and lots of paper. So I'll show you that in a second after I pour this in. Okay, so there's my third pot of coffee. And if you guys can see this, I've just got a really big cooler. I've got my trusty wooden paddle, and you know, with the junk journals, you have all the insides of those books, and it's a shame to throw them all away, so I've been saving them. This one's already kind of off-colored, and I like the font. It's a little different than some fonts are. Anyway, so I cut out all the pages, and I've got half the book in there already. You can see I've got quite a bit left, but I thought they'd make really cute tags and envelopes, so we'll see how it works. Okay, so here you can see me in this cooler, and I've got my book, and I've just been laying down, these are obviously a lot smaller, laying down each sheet and making sure they get completely wet, because I'm afraid, I don't know this, but I'm afraid that if the wet pieces touch each other without coffee in between, I'm going to have like white sides and dark sides, which might look kind of cool. So this is just what I'm doing. Just take each piece, take a little wooden spoon and pat them all down. And so far I've got 3 cups of coffee in here, and it's pretty black because I want you to be able to tell it's coffee dyed. I don't want it to be just kind of dirty, you know. Anyway, so I'll just keep doing this, and I'll see you guys in a minute. Hey again. So I wanted to bring you back in for a second. I'm still putting in this book, but my coffee is cooled down as I've gone, and I found it much easier to use my hands. I may end up having orange hands for the rest of the evening, but you know, whatever floats your boat. But I think it's a lot more effective. So if you're doing this yourself and you have a long ways to go, obviously the fastest way is going to be the most exciting. So anyway, thought I'd show you guys that. I am holding off on pouring in my 4th pot of coffee just so that I can continue using my hands and go a little bit faster. And you want to use hot coffee because that holds in the color a little bit better. When it gets cold, it doesn't necessarily transfer to the paper as well. So it will be hot again in a little bit. Right now it's just kind of lukewarm to warm. But anyway, thought you should know. Okay. Now I'm on to the big paper. So as you can see, I've got these laid here. I wanted to have kind of a flat foundation to put my paper on. So I'm sticking these in here, and I might just use my hand again. Anyway, but I'm gonna start working on these, and you saw my stack from the beginning, so it'll take me a little bit. So I'll be back in a minute. Hey, welcome back to the Upright World. I wanted to show you some of the coffee dyed papers that I've gotten done so far. These were some smaller sheets that I had done earlier, and they turned out really good. They're still a little bit wrinkly. I know you can iron them, but I was ironing a little bit last night, and I was nervous that I was going to burn the paper, so I'm just going to need to try it again. But it's got, you can see these dark edges. I love that look. If you can see that. You might just have to trust me. Anyway, so I've got a bunch of these little papers, and if you can see, there are little ripple lines on here, and it was the coolest thing because I was baking these in the oven at 100 degrees, by the way, and I have this frying pan, or this cookie sheet that has ripples in it, and so the face down side got the ripples in the paper, which was pretty cool, I think. So I've got a unique set of tea-dyed paper, or coffee-dyed paper. These are the larger sheets. You can see it's darker on the edges, better in the middle, some unique stuff there. And this is just, oh, and this was the super unique one. I think I'd accidentally gotten a little sheet over the top when I was cooking them, like that. Anyway, so it's got a little white spot, but I'll just add that to the character of the book. And I will fold these in half, like so. And then I've got one sheet of paper for one of my signatures for a junk journal. So I've got a whole stack of them done here. You can see they're really pretty. And the coffee I was using was a huckleberry coffee, so it smells really good. It's kind of fun. Anyway, so all those papers will look like this eventually. So hope you guys can use this to yourself, however you end up doing it. I know papers can air dry too, and maybe I'm going to try that, but I'll let you know how that turns out. Anyway, happy journaling. Hope everything of mine turns out, and hope you have fun doing some of yourself. So, see you later. Bye.